first and foremost, the time where we can pretend that there is no viable, credible, or visible black or other people of color, queer leadership is over. To be developing leaders, but leadership per se is not the problem. We have lots of leaders, and particularly in black gay communities, we have leaders who are running HIV prevention organizations all across the country, but the problem is that many of those leaders don't have a base that they're accountable to. Because of the little black LGBT infrastructure that exists, largely due in part to the HIV/AIDS service delivery, we are able to reach lots of people in our organizations as clients, but rarely are folks engaged as potential leaders, organizers, and members, in fact, of our organizations. We need the investment of both progressive philanthropy and LGBT funders to build the capacity and infrastructure of organizations to move from service delivery to also doing community organizing, leadership development, and data. So in closing, I think a lot about Marlon Riggs, I think about Essence Temple, I think about Barbara Smith, I think about Audre Lorde, I think about many others, and many other artists and organizers and activists who have led the way for me to be able to stand here on the stage. And it seems sad to me that in my work as a writer and here with the task force and my work with Queers for Economic Justice, that my comrades in this room from many organizations and movements across the country, that I'm having to make these arguments that they have been arguing for decades. And we can have all the policy wish list items and services around HIV met, I think we'll get there, but not without movement building from the grassroots of people most vulnerable to serve as the people, as a place where real change happens. And so long as there is no cure found, we will not see an end to the epidemic and the disproportionate impact it has on people of African descent globally. I would hope that after the decades of efforts to make visible the work of black LGBT or queer people engaged directly or indirectly related to HIV/AIDS, that not another person has to stand here decades from now having to justify or make visible that work over and over again. We are beyond the point of benign ignorance or neglect. The bodies in this room and the graveyards many of us are carrying on our backs tell a different story. And so now should we.